Okay, so in terms of repairing your sprinkler system.
Okay, so here are your solenoids for your sprinkler system. Now you've got your cut-off here that does all the water for the house, and you've also got this one here. This just does the sprinkler system. And our house, we've got 4 solenoids here, here, and here, and here. Now, if there's any problems with this, you should be able to tell, because you're going to be able to hear that the water's not flowing. And you're actually going to be looking out on your system, you'll see there'll be no water coming out. But you should be able to hear it if there's any problem here. And these are pretty simple, so it should just be a question of just replacing them if they stop working. Of course, if it's the wiring, then you've got to put somewhere between here and between the control box in the house.
Now this is the control unit for a sprinkler system here. They come in various different styles and different designs and stuff. I'm not sure how user serviceable these things are, so if it goes, you're probably going to have to replace it. Well, I have found when I had issues with this one that if you just disconnect the power and then remove the backup battery, that sometimes kicks it back into life, which is a problem that we had after we had a power outage. First thing you're going to need is probably a small jug, because you're going to have some overspilled water, and of course you're going to need a hand trowel, possibly a shovel, maybe a few other things if your soil is dry. Now what you're going to do is you're going to be digging up your sprinkler heads. Now you can buy replacements of these for just a few dollars a piece, so it's normally worth doing that, because although you can clean it, they never seal properly and you'll end up with it, just all the water coming out. Once the pressure goes in one place, it messes up the whole system, so you're probably going to have to replace a few of these. Now you may have a small razor on here at the bottom, or you may have it a full length one like this. But what you're going to need, if you're replacing those, is this tool. Now this is obviously your ratchet tube cutter, and it's really good. It cuts a really kind of straight line, and it's really easy to use. You just put it over your pipe like so, and just pump it, and then just cut through that, no problem. So the next thing you're going to need is you're going to need a repair section if you've got any damaged pipes. Now you can buy something like this, which is just a small linking piece. This is just a couple of cents. That's great, but if you need to, you've got sections of pipe that you can't pull together or push apart, you're going to need to buy one of these Concertina repairing sections. They're about $5–6. They're really easy to use, and along with whichever one you use, you're going to need some of this, which is your special glue for doing your pipes. This again is only a few dollars. And what you're going to have, you've got 2 tins here. You're going to have your primer, and you're going to have the cement, and you mix the two together, and that's how you seal it. And they seal really well. You just have to leave it a few hours to set before you run the water through it again. So what you want to do to find the leaks in your system is to actually dig up your heads, remove your heads, and then cap the things. Now this is normal size riser, which is what you would use with your sprinkler heads. It probably isn't going to give you enough height, so it's designed to go with these guys underneath, and then be cut to the side. So what you can get is one of these guys, which is an extended one. It's got a few extra inches, and that's like the one I've got outside. You're going to see in a moment where you gives you that little bit of extra height, so you can see where it is. And then you just get a cap like this of a thread, put this on the top, and then, of course, even better if you put it on straight.
Then what we're looking at down here is a capped off sprinkler head. So there's your rider up here, here's your cap. So once you've got every one of these in your whole system capped off, you'll be able to see if there's any leaks, because the water will collect and around the area where it's leaking from, and you can just dig that up, investigate it, see if you've got any repairs to be made, and then repair that section of your system.
In your system, then it's just a question of adjusting the jets. Now that can be quite time consuming, because you've got to mess about with it, and they're very sensitive to the water pressure. So basically start with everything nice and tight, high pressure, and then gradually adjust the jets until you get it how you want it, make sure they're going the right way, and don't be afraid to persevere with it, because it's a balancing act. So adjust your sprinkler jets, see how your grass gets on. Maybe there's an area where you need a bit more, maybe there's an area where you can turn the sprinkler jets down a little bit, maybe you've got to adjust how they're going, and you can buy a whole load of different sprinkler heads with different sorts of jets to match the irrigation needs that you've got, and you can pay someone to come and do it. I think you'll get much more satisfaction for doing it yourself, and none of this stuff is expensive. You're talking about, I know $25 for all the tools you're going to need, and There's a few dollars for each sprinkler head. Another tool you might want is one of these. This is for getting the risers out. It basically goes in the end here and you turn it. But if you're going to use one of these, don't forget to use your hands on the end as well, because these are made of very, very soft plastic. And if you push down too hard one of these, you're just going to rip it to pieces. And then you are going to have trouble getting it out. You may have to do more repairs than you bargained for. So grab it in your hand nice and tight, then put this in, put a moderate amount of pressure on it, and it should free it up. But if it doesn't, and you do have any issues, you can buy basically everything you need from any of your local DIY stores. So you're looking at your Lowe's, your Orchard Hardware, your Home Depot, basically anywhere you can think of, you can go in and you can buy this stuff. And yeah, just go there, have a go with it, and do a job yourself. I feel proud for it. And yeah, good luck.